And then, as I said, as the first fruit. So when Yahusha basically came up as the first fruit, the first day of the week after the Sabbath, right? So we can see Leviticus 23:11 says, "He shall wave the sheaf before Yahuwah for you to be accepted on the day after the Sabbath." So the day after Sabbath would have been Saturday night, going into Saturday evening to the Sunday evening. No, not Saturday morning to Saturday night, but Saturday evening to Sunday evening, right? So it says that the day after Sabbath, the priest will wave it. Now on the day when you wave the sheaf, you shall offer a male lamb. So they were supposed to even offer a lamb on that day. 1 year old without defect. So once again, you see Yahusha offered as that lamb, is very significant to many different scriptures and offerings there for a burnt offering to Yahuwah. So, that's why he said, my body is bread, my blood's poured out. If you really understand what they had to do for the sacrifices, they had the blood, that they had even had the wine that they actually had to partake of, a grain offering, a sacrificial offering, and they were actually pouring out blood as well. So, Yahusha basically symbolized that all in the breaking of the bread and the drinking of the wine. That's the reason why he connected that as that, connection to those sacrificial offerings that had to actually be given out. And then Matthew 28:1 says, now after the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to look at the grave, showing you how, they were coming to after the sun, before the sun came out, they were already going towards the grave, right? And when they got there, it was empty. So it shows you that he had to be, risen, just like he said, 3 days, 3 nights. For that to be true, he had to do exactly what he said. He couldn't be 4 days, 3 nights. He said 3 days, 3 nights, just like Jonah was in the belly of the whale, right? 3 nights, 3 days. So, and then John 20:17 says, Yahusha said to her, stop clinging to me, for I have not ascended to the Father. But go to my brethren and say to them, I ascend to my Father and your Father, and my Yah and your Yah. So, as part of that wave offering, he had to be pure, right? So he said, don't cling to me, right? That he had to be pure to be waved and offered up. So he went to be the Father, he says. But later on, we know that he was still eating among the disciples, right? So he basically would fulfill that feast of first fruits, right? He was that first fruit offering that had to be waved up before the Father. So then in 1 Corinthians 15:20, he says, but now Messiah has been raised from the dead, the first fruits. So once again, if you don't understand this whole first fruit thing, how do you understand what Paul was saying in 1 Corinthians, right? Unless you understand what these feasts was about. For the first fruit of those who were asleep, right? Those who had died. So those who are resurrected, he was the first fruit of the resurrected. So that's what he's saying. Into this new life to be with Yah. All right.